Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back, and we have a fun packed and informational show all ready for you today. We have our newly elected council member, Mr. William Carroll, and we have Snatch Daddy with his minority owned business, Weights and Lipsticks. Each month, Keeping It Real with V and G will spotlight a minority business by inviting the owner, CEO, to attend the show and tell us about their business, what services they provide, and where they are located. It just makes good business sense for our people to know about all of the minority businesses in and around the city of Mobile. Now, without any other interruptions or delays, let's get to the business at hand and take this time to introduce our next guest, who does not really need an introduction, as he has appeared on this show numerous of times as a candidate. And now I introduce to you the newly elected council member for District 6, Mr. William Carroll. Mr. Carroll will address his public and let us know what's coming down the tubes and what do you have on your agenda, Mr. Carroll, that you want to work towards first. Mr. Carroll.
Well, first, let me say good afternoon to VNG and everybody, and thank you for having me on the show once again. It's always a pleasure to be on the show and to discuss community needs and options and things that are coming to our community in the future. And also, let me commend you guys on spotlighting minority businesses, especially minority businesses and small business in the city of Mobile. We all know that small business are the lifeline and lifeblood of the United States of America, and we need to do all we can to support those. Uh, it's a pleasure to be here as the councilman elect and to talk just briefly about our city and some of the ideas that we may have going forward. Of course, we're going to concentrate on infrastructure, street repair, and things of those nature and continue some of the things that our previous council person had started, because his legacy is also important to everyone, to make sure that some of the things that he put in place don't just die by the wayside. We need to take a look and make sure that that happens, and make sure that funding is in place for that. Some of that money is probably already pre-programmed. But most of all, we want to start looking at options and areas of our district that have been in disrepair and blight for some time, and start carving out a plan for Plateau, Lower MLK, the campground, Maysville, and areas like that where we need to get additional funding to as quickly as we can. Hopefully, once we have a true lay of our funding and the places in which it's been programmed already, then we can start making decisions to better impact the community at hand. The other thing is that I was saddened Friday night. You know, during the campaign process, we've talked about gun crime over and over and over again. The incident that recently occurred at Ladd Stadium, we can't continue to let issues like that happen in our community. We have to police ourselves. And we also have to come together to make sure guns do not get into environments where our children are, especially during events where both our kids and we as families are trying to enjoy ourselves. I commend the Mobile Police Department for swift action and recovery and finding out those that were involved. But let's continue to move forward and make Mobile the best place to live. Prayers to the family for everybody that was hurt. Prayers to the family for the actual person that committed the crime, because I'm sure that we all need some type of help somewhere.
Okay, we got a couple of questions over here. If you would address those as best as you can. We have gotten calls, and emails about rental assistance and mortgage assistance. Are you aware of any sort of program as far as the city is concerned?
I had a conversation with the mayor's administration last week on Wednesday, just in briefing about what was possibly coming up. There's some pockets of money that were part of the CARES and Restore Act that were in pockets. I think about $5.4 million that they had, and they were talking about rental property and low to moderate income rental assistance. Now, I don't know if that money is going to be used for existing properties in existing places, but however, I do know that there is a plan in place to have individual nonprofits and individuals come to the city looking for opportunities for rental property or the construction of rental properties. I also understand that those rental properties are going to be involved in what's called a revolving fund, which also means that once the city redeems that cost, and there's other things that can continue to do with the money. So that's a good approach to it. I don't know exactly how it's going to work yet. Please keep your eyes and ears open. And once we get up and running into office 100%, we will have a newsletter that goes out often too. So please sign up for the newsletter so that you can keep up with that information coming from my office and also the city office and administration.
Okay, great, great. I know this has been a hot issue, and I really think we need to kind of touch base on it. You did the last time, but we need to bring it up again. The redistricting. Now, I do understand you had mentioned something about there may be additional meetings around the city or across the state.
Well, redistricting across the state has been an issue, hot topic, especially with the lines being redone. It's going to affect the how elected officials are voted for and have new people voting in new districts. In the city of Mobile, reapportionment is probably coming soon also, probably before February 15th. The population has changed a lot in the city of Mobile. There's about 20,000 more African Americans now than there are the majority of the population, which means that the lines may possibly be redrawn and may issue in a different structure on the council in the future. So there's a lot to actually look at. We don't know where we're going right now. I do know that in the near future we'll be talking about it, but hopefully the process will be transparent and that everybody will have an opportunity to see how and where and actually participate in the restructuring of our city as far as redistricting goes and reapportionment.
Do you know if there has been a committee set up yet, a city committee, or will there be?
Well, I don't know, but the Zogby Act says that the mayor comes up with the redistricting and it's presented to the council, and the council approves that. Now, in the past, I know that when I was in office in my first two terms, that the council had input also on where the lines were, but I just don't know how it's going to work under this administration. Look forward to seeing how it's going to work, but hopefully that there will be a process of transparency where that information will be given out to the whole entire city and district so that everyone can see how reapportionment will happen throughout the city.
And when officially do you take your spot, your position?
Well, officially it's November 1st. So, and I think November 1st is a Monday, and however, the 2nd is a Tuesday. So I'm going to assume that the Tuesday will be the first council meeting, and November 1st will be the actual inauguration.
Okay, great, great. Do we have any other, Miss Susan? Any?
Okay, going forward in District 2, understand you're going to do the best you can. I know it, for the blight and the crime that's going on. But other than calling the police on a regular basis, what did you suggest the community can do in the efforts to stave off some of this increase in crime that's happening in our area, especially around the old Roger Williams project's location? What are your suggestions for those types of things that the community could do possibly?
Well, I heard about the shooting at Ebenezer, on St. Charles the other day,
Mhm.
and in that area, and some uh, uh, as they say, random gunfire going into places that it shouldn't have happened, into people's homes and things like that. That's happening way too much. I think, we as a community need to also keep our eyes and ears open too, but we need to kind of help clean up some of the places where these guys have a chance to hide and shoot from behind too. But when we know who's also creating the problem or causing the problems, we need to start reporting that. I mean, we know a lot of times who's causing these crimes, and a lot of times some of these crimes may be crimes of actual need that escalate into something even bigger because someone else is involved with it. So we have to police ourselves along with the police, policing everyone else, to make sure, one, that it doesn't escalate to a point to where somebody is actually killed, and two, it doesn't escalate to a point to where we can't help someone. People don't just create crimes sometimes just to do it. Sometimes there's always some type of reason there. And if we knew what the reasons were, then we can actually help people a little bit more than what we are right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you tell us about the old Roger Williams uh, area over there? What are there any plans for that? It's a beautiful piece of property.
Oh man, I drive by it all the time. It's actually gorgeous. It makes you
Yes.
think back. It's almost like the Ponderosa on TV. It looks so nice. Um, I don't know anything about development there yet. The housing board will probably know more about it than we do. But I haven't, even as an active individual in the development and engineering world in the city of Mobile, I still haven't heard much about what's happening there and what may come in the future. I look forward to it though. Hopefully, we can replace the old multifamily complexes with different types of housing, maybe workforce, lower moderate income housing, market value housing, and high end housing, and have actually a true community like they were as we were growing up as kids, where everybody lived in the same community and not just trying to disperse us all into one community where you have low end houses in one and then high end housing in the other. I think the approach is to have a true community, and I'm hoping that that's the way that the housing board chooses to go.
It will be wonderful when we
Yeah.
can get something going over
Yes, it
there.
will.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, we don't have any other questions. We will be watching and looking out for you, Mr. Carroll, November the 2nd, which will be your official position. Um, and we do thank you for joining us again.
Yes, ma'am.
We have talked to you about the possibility of maybe ever so often coming on the show to kind of keep us abreast of what's going on
Yes, ma'am.
or things that you may want the public to know about.
Would love to do it.
Okay.
Love to do it,
Right.
especially when it comes to getting information out to the city, to our citizens and constituents. It's one of the best venues that we have to do it. Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you again, Mr. Carroll, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will take about a 3-minute break while we switch horses. We've got our next guest here to present about his business, and we're all anxious and eager to hear about that. So let's take 3, and we will be right back. Okay. Welcome back. And as we said earlier, each month we're going to spotlight a minority business and have that owner or CEO to come on the show and tell us all about their business. So, without any other interruptions or delay, let's get to the business at hand and take this time to introduce to you Mr. Snatch Daddy with Weights and Lipstick. He's going to tell us how he got started, his particular business, where and how to locate the business or call for an appointment. Mr. Snatch Daddy.
Thank you. First, I want to thank y'all for inviting us um, to your podcast. We definitely appreciate it. Here beside me is my wife, who started the business, Kenya, Nigeria. And so basically, our business started about roughly 4 years ago, when we moved to Virginia, from Mobile, Alabama. I've been welding for about 8 to 10 years, and that's why we moved to Virginia, because I found a really good welding job there in Newport News, and so I started welding there as a contractor, and so we had made plans basically to be there. Well, while there, we started to lose weight. I think when we got to Virginia, I was about 420, and Kenya was around 320 after our third baby. Um, and so we decided to really, you know, take our weight loss serious, and so that's what we did. We started to lose weight, and even before we went to Virginia, Kenya had started, um, on as she was losing weight. We good? Okay. Okay. As she started to lose weight, she had started hashtagging on Instagram weights and lipstick. And basically, um, she would wear lipstick to the gym. And so that's kind of how we started. When Kenya really started losing a lot of weight, a lot of ladies were inboxing her, consistently asking her about meal prepping, what was intermittent fasting, what was calorie deficiency. Just they were just asking questions, and she was staying up late trying to answer them. And so I was like, hey, let's take this to the next level. And so we started offering services and products to those who were interested and those who were following us. We did several weight loss competitions where, um, we would do like a virtual weight loss competition, meaning that you would have to weigh in, and we would do like a 30 to 45-day weight loss competition, and whoever won would win a grand prize, and usually that grand prize was $500 to $1,500. And so that's kind of how we started to grow our following, doing those weight loss competitions and putting that monetary incentive behind it. But in the very beginning, I didn't know that weights and lipstick would be what it is now. Um, I was working as a welder, and my wife was basically a stay-at-home mom, and her responsibility was to basically take care of the kids and work out. That's what she mainly had to do, and so she used that time wisely to really work out and lose the weight and take it serious. And so now, I don't have to weld anymore. I haven't welded in a year and a half now, and you know what I used to make yearly, we might make that monthly now. So
Isn't that wonderful?
it's a blessing.
That
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Mm.
A blessing.
Yeah.
So tell us about the new location, where it is, how to contact you, all of that.
All right.
And what kind of services do you offer at the new location?
Want that away?
I'll give the location. We're located at 3361 Cottage Hill Road, um, Suite E or Suite E. Um, it's across from Harley Davidson on Cottage Hill in Pleasant Valley.
Okay. And what about the services? What kind of services do you offer there?
So basically, we sell men's and women's shapewear. Here soon, starting next month, we'll begin having yoga classes and Zumba, in our studio. And so that's going to be real cool. Also, Kenya will have select clients that she personally trains herself. And so that'll be something that we offer. But we have post-op garments. So if you have lipo 360 or a tummy tuck or a breast augmentation, we have all of these compression garments that you need to use after those surgeries to help speed your recovery. Um, Also, we have different types of fajas and waist trainers that are not only good to enhance her silhouette. What woman doesn't want to look great in her clothing or feel beautiful in her clothing? But not only do we have those type of garments, but we also have garments that help you and aid in losing weight. So basically, the type of corsets that we have, they are hypoallergenic on the inside, and they increase the temperature of your tummy to help you lose weight around your midsection. And so you can use them while you're working out. Kenya waist trains from 12 to 16 hours a day. She's waist training right now. And so, those are some of the services that we offer.
What kind of sizes? Sometimes some of us with plus sizes have a difficult time.
Understood.
So what sizes?
So our sizes start off at extra small and then go to 8X.
Oh,
We do our best to only do videos on plus size women. The reason is because there's not enough representation in the plus size world as it pertains to shapewear. Normally, when you see any type of video or advertisement as it pertains to shapewear, usually it's on an individual or a model that's already lost weight, or someone who isn't struggling with back fat, back rolls, bra fat, a fupa, a kangaroo pouch, whatever you want to call it. And so what we do, the difference that we try to make is that if we can fit a plus size woman into a garment, if a woman is a 24, 26, and she's 250, 300 pounds, and we fit that woman into shapewear, then of course we can get the petite woman. But the representation needs to be made in the plus size world because that's where the lack of representation is. Yeah.
yes. So true. So true. And when you're talking about shapewear, tell us a little bit about what exactly is shapewear.
So our grandmothers used to call them girdles.
Oh,
So shapewear is basically when I say shapewear, I mean like a girdle. We coined the phrase active shapewear because Kenya works out in her garments.
okay.
And it really helped to shape her while she was losing all that weight to avoid having so much sagging skin. So I see where a lot of women have weight loss surgery, or they just lose a lot of weight naturally, and then they have a lot of saggy skin. And then that brings on another complication, first of all, because the sagging skin creates a lot of moisture and bacteria. And so that sets up for infections, skin tears, and things like that. You bring the shapewear in, pull up your stomach, begin to shape yourself while you're losing the weight, and then you avoid having those types of complications after you've lost weight. Weight loss is already hard enough, and so what we try to do is provide a service that aids in that process. A woman feeling beautiful is one of the most difficult things that there is to do. Women always pick themselves apart.
Yeah.
And I know that because I've been fitting women for about 2 years, and I hear all of the complaints. You'll see a woman that you think is a perfect 10, and she comes in and she's totally insecure about her body. She doesn't like her hips, or she doesn't like her breast, or she doesn't like the way her stomach looks, or she doesn't like her shoulders. There's always something. And so we try our best to help put them in shapewear so that when they look in the mirror, they are pleased with the reflection. And most times that helps give the woman just the motivation they needed to continue going on and doing what she needs to do to, improve herself.
Kenya, would you talk a little bit about the classes you will be teaching?
I'll be teaching strength training classes geared towards weight loss, toning, and weight loss, of course. It will be mostly body weight workouts, so there won't be a lot of equipment. And I'll be teaching nutrition as well.
Good. And you will be doing all of that at this location, at the new location?
Yes, so we have a retail store / gym at our location.
Great. That's wonderful.
I have a question. Do you all offer meal prepping as a service as far as advising of meal plans and how to put together that, you were talking about the calorie deficit. I have difficulty with tracking. I have trackers and all of that, but I really need like just put the food in front of me that I'm supposed to eat and let me eat that for the whole week. Is that something you provide like a, meal prep guide for
Yes,
me?
we do
Things
offer
like
meal
that.
prep guide services on our website.
Okay.
We also offer it in store now,
Mhm.
where we will sit down with you, get your goals, and then I'll develop a plan that's catered specifically to you so that, it helps you get where you want to be as far as your goals.
Okay. I have another question, and if you don't have
No,
price range wise for your shapewear, where do we start and or you can just start and
'cause
say
we-
up. Where
we
does that
both need to
start?
be there.
Yeah, give us the affordable, and then the Cadillac, and then the Lamborghini.
Understood. Our shapewear starts at around $40.
Okay. That's
And it tops um at about 250. Um, and so we literally have clients all over the world. We've shipped to Africa, we've shipped to Canada, we've shipped to Australia, we've shipped to Germany, all parts of Europe. We've shipped we've shipped
To every continent.
we've shipped all the continents. So we've done pretty well in that reserve. But as far as pricing goes, we like to think of ourselves as having designer shapewear. This is not just some normal, you just get right into it. I believe that shapewear should be put on in a certain way, in a particular way. If you're getting your shapewear on easy, then it's not working. Okay, shapewear is not a t-shirt. It's supposed to be form fitting, and it's supposed to be like a second layer of skin. It's supposed to fit you and be comfortable. And so we have all different price points for the different things that you're wanting. But let me say this: that our shapewear is so quality that even if it starts to get loose, especially our fajas and different things like that, you can have them altered. Okay, very thick, and durable, and so you can have them altered, to fit your body, and so you know, extra small. We actually started extra small, and there's only about 4 ladies in the city who have that size. But we have extra small all the way to 8X, and so we've fit all different types of women. And the other thing is that we don't believe, of course, in body shaming. So to reflect that, the extra small is the same price as the 8X. There's no difference in pricing. And a lot of times in department stores, you'll see that there is a difference between a smaller size and the plus size. And I don't feel like that's fair, to charge different prices, because usually, if for in the business world, usually they're paying the same price for whether it's a small size or a big size. It's usually the same price for that garment. So there's no need in charging more. Also, I want to point out that we make custom shapewear. A lot of our shapewear, especially the abdominoplasty, that's a garment that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. It was designed by us. Um, the height of it, every part of that garment is a special design, and we are continuing to design new shapewear, because women especially hate when they sit down and a garment rolls up on them, or they have to continually readjust something while they're out. Is embarrassing, and sometimes it can be painful. So we're continuing to push the bar and design things, especially when we get feedback from clients. We try our best to change and readjust and continue to do that so we can have the best shapewear in the world.
one other question from me, and then unless Susan has something else. Some of us are top heavy,
Mhm.
okay? It's like the top doesn't quite fit the bottom.
Understood.
Okay. So do you have like are your garments according to size, or are they according to a breast size or bra sizes, or what?
Absolutely. And we also have bras. We have shapewear that goes up under your bust, and we also have shapewear that goes over your bust. That shapewear can also be adjusted, to fit your cup size.
Yeah.
So basically, it really doesn't matter how you're shaped, how you look. Usually for sizing recommendations, we require 3 photos.
Yeah.
And ladies will send those photos to our business number, and then we will go through a process of determining according to their sizing measurements and the photos, which garment would be the best for them. It when you're choosing shapewear, it matters how your butt sits
Yeah.
or the shape of it. It matters how low your fupa is. It matters if you hold your weight in the top of your stomach or in the bottom of your stomach.
Okay.
It matters how it's so many variables. And so we try to take all of that into consideration and recommend the best product for each individual.
Okay. All right. Well, that was definitely an in-depth interview about your business. I mean, we we do these things, and we've been doing this kind of shopping all our lives as ladies, but we never knew it took all of that,
Yeah.
to, and we do appreciate you coming in. We're going to come and see you. We definitely need an appointment like in the morning. But we will definitely come and see, and we certainly hope that this will help your business. Although
ma'am.
it sounds like you guys have a great start already.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We do appreciate that. And what we're going to do is every month we're going to spotlight some. And when we get a little closer to the holidays, we may invite some of our regulars back so they can talk about if they have any kind of Christmas bonuses,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
Christmas packages, or what.
We love to come back.
Okay, okay. Well, we certainly do. Thank you. And as he said, give us that address and location again.
All right, that's 3361 Cottage Hill Road, Suite E, right across from Harley Davidson Motorcycles. That's a good landmark. And we're right here in Mobile, Alabama, 36606. If you're from out of state, feel free to come and see us. You can call us and we can help to make accommodations for you. If you need a ride, we can make accommodations for that too. But we have people coming from all over the U.S. to come and see us. So you're welcome.
And the name of your business again?
It's Weights in Lipstick.
Weights and Lipstick. Well, we certainly do appreciate you guys coming by and giving us all that insightful information. And we will make sure we put you on the list to come back again when we get a little closer to the holidays.
It will be our pleasure.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
That is our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. And we would like to invite you back again with us next week as we have 2 interesting guests who are going to talk about very important items that are coming up in the city of Mobile. So stay tuned, same place, same channel, next week, Sunday at 4 p.m. Thank you and good evening.